Yes, certainly. This was a surprise rate cut this morning. We were expecting a dovish hold decision. But of course, given that the slowdown in the consumption side on the domestic activities, the BOK seems to be moving with the policy priority given to the domestic demand and slowdown in the economy over the fluctuations in the FX market or the export front going forward with the high uncertainty still lingering.
Yeah, and we see the BOK actually lowering the growth outlook for this year from 2.4% to 2.2%. I think that was something that was expected by the market. But what do you make of this move? Do you think this is an ideal preemptive action given all the Trump-related uncertainties as well as slowing export growth out of South Korea?
I think given that the outlook is deteriorating, most importantly for next year onward would be the weight that the BOK likely has given with this today's surprise rate cut. Of course, the uncertainty is still very high. The U.S. government has not officially announced any measures yet, but the expectation around the tariffs on China and, of course, the Mexico and Canada we've recently heard also puts increased downward pressure on Korea's exports front. So given that, we think the BOK, knowing that the current rate is above the neutral rate, they were able to move ahead before the policies are confirmed from the U.S. side.
Kathleen Martin here again. So, caught everybody off guard with that cut just minutes ago. I'm wondering, though, how much more the BOK may need to do or whether it can actually stand back or sit back. And what I'm thinking about here is U.S. tariffs, right? If they do end up pressuring the won, that could actually do a lot of the BOK's work for it, no?
It really depends on how the other currencies also in EM Asia move along with the currencies. It's not just going to be Korean won that will be weakening against the dollar. It will be the Chinese yuan, the Japanese yen, of course, other EM currencies as well. So in that sense, the offsetting factor with the FX weakness may not be as effective. But I think we think the more effective ways would be to directly negotiate with the U.S. government and potentially avoiding additional policies or trade barriers that would put direct impact on the exports for Korea.
Kathleen, one of the reasons some economists thought that we'll get a dovish pause this time around is because of possible fiscal relaxation and, of course, this budget discussion is currently happening in the National Assembly. So how does this sit with the fiscal side of things in your eyes?
We also do think that fiscal measures will come in from next year. Of course, the 2025 budget is under the discussion at the National Assembly now with the official due date 2nd of December. But the recent discussions about the supplementary budget, that's actually only realistic to see it executed in the second half of next year. So we're expecting a front loading of the original budget first and then followed by supplementary budget. In that sense, given that the original budget is coming at a rather a conservative growth in terms of the expansion of its size, the BOK likely have moved ahead of the fiscal that's coming for next year, eventually to coordinate with the government to support the economy.